West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Good evening. This is Ask Mama G from World Tune Radio TV. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in that household, I probably raised it, loved it, taught it, prayed about it, and definitely spanked it, okay? So, but this is a special night. It's the holiday show, and this is our last show of the year. Yes, 2022 is almost gone. So we're going to talk about the holidays we celebrate, why we celebrate them, and we're going to talk about the review of our past year. We had exciting guests on our show, important guests on our show. So we really had a wonderful year. And then we're going to show you some pictures that I've been attending some activities while I haven't been on the air. So let's get into why we celebrate the holidays. Now, do you know tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, the Jewish traditional holiday? Now, I was told the reason why they celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days is because the oil in the lamp stayed in for 8 days for the light in the war. And it was for the second temple in Jerusalem. So, Hanukkah is a Hebrew word for dedication. The Jewish festival that begins on the 25th in December, according to the calendar, and is celebrated for 8 days. Hanukkah affirms the ideals of Judaism and commemorates, in particular, the rededication of the second temple. So, down in Liberty Park in San Diego, they're having the celebration of lighting the first candle tonight. So each night for 8 days, they will be lighting a candle that is supplied by oil to remember the second temple in Jerusalem. So that's what Hanukkah is. Now, I thought it was totally different. I thought it had something to do with the Passover. But when you read, you learn. It's totally different from the Passover. So to those people, happy Hanukkah. You eat traditional food, I understand, with some fried potatoes with sour cream on top or applesauce. So you have a wonderful Hanukkah. May God bless you and keep you in your traditions. Now, we're going to go to Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is celebrated in the African American community, where we celebrate Kwanzaa as a tradition of where our ancestors have come from. Kwanzaa is affirming African family and social values. It is celebrated particularly in the United States from December 26th to January 1st. Both the name and the celebrations were devised in 1966 by Michaela Karinga, a professor at African Studies at California State University. Have to tell you a secret. My dad knew this professor. In Long Beach, California, an important figure in the Afro-American culture, Karenga borrowed the word Kwanzaa, meaning first, from the Swahili phrase monita, adding the seventh letter, an extra A, to make it the word long enough to accommodate one letter for each of the seven children to present in an early celebration. The name Kwanzaa is not itself a Swahili word. The concept of Kwanzaa draws from Southern African first fruit celebration. Kwanzaa is celebrated from Monday, December 26th to Sunday, January 23rd. 3. Although Kwanzaa is particularly an African American holiday, it also became to be celebrated outside the United States, particularly in the Caribbean and other countries where there are large numbers of descendants of Africans. It was conceived as a non political, non religious holiday and is not considered a substitute for Christmas. Thank you. I do appreciate that. So, each of the day of the celebration is dedicated to one of the seven principles of Kwanzaa. So they have seven principles of Kwanzaa. Self-determination, collective responsibility, cooperation, economics, creativity, and faith. These seven symbols of the holiday, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and a straw mat, and a candle holder, ears of corn, a gift of communal cup signifying unity, and seven candles in the African colors of red, green, and black, symbolizing seven principles. On each day, the family comes together to light one of the candles in the Corona or candle holder to discuss principle of the day. On December 31st, the family joins a community feast called the Kuruna. Some participants wore traditionally African clothing during the celebration. So, Kwanzaa gives us seven principles: health, economics, faith, and where's the other ones? I just read them. So we know that we have to have our good foods, our foods from the earth. And so we celebrate Kwanzaa. And that's wonderful to do. And then my favorite one that I grew up on is Christmas. Christmas was a traditional, a Christian festival celebrating the birth of Jesus. But in the early 20th century, it also became a secular family holiday observing by Christians and non-Christians alike. The secular holiday is often devoid of Christian elements with mystical figures like Santa Claus playing the hero. Christians and non-Christians participate in some of the most popular Christian traditions, many of which have no origins, in the Christianity. These symbols or customs include decorating evergreen trees, or in India, mango or bamboo trees. Feasting, picnics, fireworks are popular in warm climates. and exchanging gifts on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. So, we, some of us in the world, forget that Christmas is a time to celebrate a man who came on earth to show us how to live and be loved and live peacefully with love in our hearts. And that's hard to do, especially when someone treats you wrong. It's so hard to forget that. And sometimes it's very hard to forgive. But Jesus, the Christ, came to earth to show us how to live in a loving manner. Yes, things will bother you, but you have to have discipline and ask Him to guide you through those difficult times. So that's why Christians celebrate Christmas, because God allowed that man to come on earth and be among us and show us love and compassion to our neighbors. So we had an example of how to love everyone and be loved by everyone. But God does give us a choice. Now, we don't have to follow His ways. We can do whatever we want to do. But in the end, what consequences are you going to pay for what you do? You have to remember that. And last time I was at home because we couldn't come in the studio because everybody was sick. And we talked about my review of the year at World Tune Radio TV. It was interesting and wonderful. We had Dr. Myron Hall, who ran for the Senate seat of Vice President Harris. He was a Republican, very nice man. He was a doctor. He was a podiatrist doctor. That means he can work on your feet and make them look beautiful. So when you get a pedicure, you can have pretty feet. He talked about how Black people were Republicans in the 1800s and early 1900s. And then things changed. Minds changed. Politics changed. So that's why the Democrats that's why African Americans went to the Democrats. Because in the Republican Party, something changed. Their attitude changed. And so we switched from being Republican to Democrat. And so he educated me about that. And then we had Mr. Vargas, who ran for mayor of Vista. Nice young man, very nice young man. He did our interview in English and in Spanish. That was wonderful for him to do. And so we've had some, and then we had Miss Tiffany, who ran for the supervisor. And she taught us what the supervisor does. They have $3 billion in a budget to help cities like Vista because they don't have their own police department. So the supervisors are in charge of their police department and they are in charge of areas in the county that are not incorporated with the mayor. So that was interesting to find out. But you know what? I'm not going to have a long show tonight because I know we all have to finish doing our work with Santa. So our show is not going to be very long, but I will come back after a short commercial. See you soon. Bye-bye.
World Tune Radio, where the world tunes in. The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, I'm As Mama G from World Tune Radio TV. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, loved it, taught it, spanked it, and definitely prayed over it with God's help. The reason why I have this show, because God has allowed me to raise 4 different children. I've raised the super talented one, I've raised the Special Olympics one, and then God sent that challenging one. I even raised that prestigious private school one. See, Rory Graham Jr. was the first African American cadet to ever serve as chaplain at that prestigious private school, Army and Navy Academy. Unfortunately, in 2009, he passed away. So the former general asked the family to start a foundation to inspire the young men in the community at an Army Navy Academy. In the community, we do a Dress for Success, where we take the senior boys at General Murray High School and give them a white shirt and a tie for their picture day. You know, there's many ways you can help us. One way is go to your phone and go to Cash App. Cash App RG Junior JR Foundation. Any amount will help. Then you can always mail it in to P.O. Box 4306, Oceanside, California, 92052. Hey family, now you know I got everything you need to buy. I have my purses here. In fact, they so big you can put a child in them. Then I have the backpacks for the kids to take to school. Then I have the different color of hats. I got the hot pink, the pale pink, the 2 black ones for the men. It says Billy and Lacey and Ask Mama G. So, and then I got the t-shirts for y'all to wear. I got the cute one with my beautiful face on it. Then I have Billy and Legacy, because you know that's what you're doing. All proceeds go to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. No, they don't go to my Cadillac. I don't have a Cadillac, if you want to know. So please, donate whatever you can to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. Thank you.
This is Studio A. It features a 200 square foot soundstage and a 12 by 10 foot cyc wall. 10 programmable RGB LED lights allow you to fully customize your backdrop and create the perfect look for your production. It's used for podcasts, live streams, films, and music videos. This space is as dope as it gets. Click the link in the description below for prices and packages.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Media Makers, and this is Chris. And what we do here is make media. Not that TikTok stuff, dope stuff like this. And this. We've done everything from flyers to music videos, songs to films, commercials to tap dances. We make media basically everywhere. And what we want to do is teach you how to make media. Not just teach you how to make media, but teach you to make dope media. We offer all types of programs, and the goal is accessibility. Accessibility. We don't want your creativity to be hindered, so we invest in state-of-the-art technology to make sure that your dream gets out of your head and onto the camera. I've been teaching media for over 10 years, and I've seen the stuff that y'all make. I'm not impressed. You need my help. I've had lots of talented students come in and out of this studio, and now I want you to be our next great media maker. We're gonna flip off to something. We've got on-campus programs, after-school programs, internships, summer camps, space rentals, equipment rentals. What more do you need to make some dope stuff? Let me know and we might get it for you. As a functioning production studio, we got clients coming in and out, and you will be a part of that production process. We put you in the driver's seat. At Media Makers, you make the media. It's all student curated, baby. For more information, go to www.mediamakers.org. Follow us on Instagram at MediaMakers.org.
Instincts going low, looking bad like a bat with an eye patch. All black through the woods with a backpack and a lit match. Spark one time, get the whole city looking like a dark shade of orange when I burn it down. What it is, what it do, hope. And everybody looking at me while I got them all in my sights. Picking them off, taking them out, looking like daylight in the night. And I'm killing so many if they really wanna get involved. And everybody falling from the elevator, now I'm Bray Rice in this. It's like I'm rice and take a bite, it's nice. And I have a nice time with it. By the time that it finds the way to the right side of him, not even a Heimlich can save him. A selective finger to you imbeciles. Tell me what's been getting into you, envy will kill you. She said I'm a gentleman, I admit a lot of women set up on my ottoman. I don't give a damn like an auto with no time to kill. I've been feeling like the opposite of work, it's a work. And it never been a purpose thing to me. I just do what I love and it works for me. So I'm freaking every check, I put the money in the pushing. But it begun to the finish and the getting of it. But everybody know I'm working in the sea, I do it differently. So only time will give me everything that I deserve, my end.
The mission that revolves around Hoopball has more to do about the essence, right? And ultimately, what we want to provide, what we want to participate in, is a way of working, is a way of collaborating. The mission of Hoopball is ultimately creating an environment where we can foster incredible relationships and ultimately have fun, enjoy what this game brings, the joy, the passion, and the connectivity with everyone. We are a management and leadership consulting company, right, for the sports industry. So our services provide management, leadership tools to help improve and enhance the workspace, the environment space, the player space, so that everyone can excel.
Hi, I'm Ask Mama G from World Tune Radio TV. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, loved it, taught it, spanked it, and definitely prayed over it with God's help. The reason why I have this show, because God has allowed me to raise 4 different children. I've raised a super talented one, I've raised a Special Olympics one, and then God sent that challenging one. I even raised that prestigious private school one. See, Rory Graham Jr. was the first African-American cadet to ever serve as chaplain at that prestigious private school, Army and Navy Academy. Unfortunately, in 2009, he passed away. So the former general asked the family to start a foundation to inspire the young men in the community at an Army Navy Academy. In the community, we do a Dress for Success, where we take the senior boys at General Murray High School and give them a white shirt and a tie for their picture day. You know, there's many ways you can help us. One way is go to your phone and go to Cash App. Cash App RG Junior JR Foundation. Any amount will help. Then you can always mail it in to P.O. Box 4306, Oceanside, California, 92052. Hey family, now you know I got everything you need to buy. I have my purses here. In fact, they so big you can put a child in them. Then I have the backpacks for the kids to take to school. Then I have the different color of hats. I got the hot pink, the pale pink, the 2 black ones for the men. It says Billy and Lacey and Ask Mama G. And then I got the t-shirts for y'all to wear. I got the cute one with my beautiful face on it. Then I have Billy and Legacy, because you know that's what you're doing. All proceeds go to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. No, they don't go to my Cadillac. I don't have a Cadillac, if you want to know. So please, donate whatever you can to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. Thank you. This is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, I'm back. I hope you did something constructive on the break. I know I did. But we're going to talk about what not to buy for our grandchildren. Now, I'm going on strike. No, I'm not buying a PlayStation. I'm not buying the new Nintendo game. I'm not buying that game you can put on your head and act like you're playing it. I don't know what game that is. That looks too expensive, too weird for me to buy. So, grandparents, let's not buy those electronic games that cost $300 to $400. Because some of our grandchildren will just play that for 6 months and then they'll go do something else. So let's do something different. Now, I took my grandkids to have breakfast with Santa. Do an outing for all your grandkids. That's if economically you can afford it. But let's, like we can go to Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm during this holiday season. Take them to the movies. But please, save your money. I'm not buying those expensive games. No, not me. I'm buying things that they're going to use and wear, like socks, shoes, clothing, a sweater, or a jacket. I bought them those t-shirts of the new Black Panther movie, Kwanzaa Forever. I bought that. Oh, I just told them what I got them for Christmas, huh? Ooh, did a boo-boo. But I bought things that I know they would like to wear and use. So let's be sensible with our money and go for the sales. Go for the sales that they have at Kohl's, Walmart, Macy's, J.C. Penney's. Any store that has the Christmas sale, let's go for it. Let's try to save our money as much as possible. Or go, and go online. They could have some specials online. Let's be sensible with our Christmas shopping. That's all I'm saying. Because we're in our retirement mode. We're not working like we used to. We're trying to relax and just live life comfortably. So let's do that, grandparents. Let's show our grandkids we love them. We can bake cookies. We can bake cakes together. We can do a lot of things together. It's not so much material stuff, but the important thing is that we're celebrating Jesus Christ's birthday. Now, there's scholars that said by the time the wise men got there to the stable where Jesus was born, he was a little bit bigger than the infant baby that we used to hear about. So let's be reasonable. We don't know the exact time that the wise men went to see him, but they did see him by following the star. And it was a miracle to see him. God's gift to man. He was on this earth to teach us how to live and love each other unconditionally. Now that is hard to do. We want to love somebody who's going to love us a certain way, but we have to love them regardless of what they do. And trust me, that's hard to do. But we're human, so we have to ask God to give us the help and the strength to do that. We have to. And Christmas is a time to show that love and peace. It's the end of the year. It's a wonderful time to reflect and be grateful that you lived this year, because somebody somewhere buried their mother, their father, their son, their daughter. Let's look at all the tragedies that happened this year. People getting shot, being kidnapped. And you get on your knees and say, God, I wasn't one of those people. So at the end of the year, reflect on what life has done for you. And then the next week, after the holidays, you start thinking about, how can I improve my life? How can I ask God to help me improve my life? That's what you need to do, is ask God how to improve my life. Because you only have one life to live. That's funny. That used to be a title of a soap opera, One Life to Live. We're not immortal. We don't have 9 lives like a cat, as they say. We only have one life. So let's live it the best way that we can. Because that's what God wants us to do, is depend on Him to help us live the life abundantly. I heard that from a young preacher. He said, the devil or the enemy comes to steal and destroy and kill your life. God came on this earth that you may live it more abundantly. So we have to follow His ways. Follow God's way. Get His wisdom. Read Proverbs. That's the book of wisdom that gives you common sense to do what you're supposed to do in life. And don't worry about the haters. When you change your life and do positive things, there are people that's going to hate you. Trust me, been there, done that. So, but you keep going forward and don't look back. Keep going forward. Raise your children in the way that God wants them to be raised. And I love this statement. Well, that was in your day. No, God's words doesn't change. And one young man told one of my favorite listeners, he told his elder, well, you have to earn your respect from me. And I told her to tell him, in the Bible, it says respect your elders, period. We don't have to earn your respect. We have the respect because God gave it to us. So we are here to guide you and to keep you from falling down the wrong path. And Proverbs does that. So please do that. Read, get wisdom. Start a new path in January 1st. But let's celebrate the holidays now. But now we're going to show you some pictures that we took while we were off camera. We went to the Merry Christmas dinner with the military at the El Camino Country Club. And we met a military family. And the father is a gunny sergeant. And the wife. And her name is Sheila. And their last name is Cancel. Can you believe that? Cancel. Gunny Sergeant and Sheila Cancel. And they have 2 beautiful girls. One name is Kayla and the other one is named Sophia. And Sophia has her birthday on Christmas Day. She'll be turning 5. It was such a wonderful event to watch them and to have fun with them. So, and then the other photograph we're going to show you is the one that we took with Santa, breakfast with Santa. As you can see, me and Alfred, we had breakfast with Santa. And that was a wonderful time. So, do things like that because that's a memory that they won't forget. Having breakfast with Santa at a special event. That could be a present. Or give them tickets to the movies, tickets to the skating ring, anything that they will enjoy. But the electronic stuff, nah, not me. Nope, I'm putting on strike. No electronic big games for me. But we can cook with them. We can take them to an event that they will have a wonderful memory. We can buy them things that they're going to use. So that's just some of the things you could think about. And then Sunday, Christmas Day, especially I'm talking to those CME members, Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter members of the community. Y'all get that one suit out of the closet, press it, clean it, and take your family to church. Take your family to church on Christmas Day. That's very important to do. It's appropriate to do. And then you can watch, if your church has a program for the kids, that would make the kids happy to see you at the church with them. Take that football game. And I heard some churches in the community is only going to be for an hour. Maybe some churches have an 8 o'clock service where you can go back home and look at that 10 o'clock in the morning game. Because I know everybody should have a VCR, a digital something when you can tape the game. So it's important that you take your children to church on Christmas Day. You know, Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter, those are my members that make sure that they show up and watch their kids in the program. Yes, I had one of those. So parents, let's get up, take the kids to church, go to an early service, come back home and celebrate the rest of the day. And so that's what you need to do. Now let's go and look at our birthday people today. Our birthdays are Patricia Milligan, a heavenly birthday to Reverend Robert Moore. Mr. Mays turned 20 today. Jawan Sempter turned 39. Miss Bernice had a birthday. I think Sharice Daniels had a birthday. And Sophia Cancel, my new little friend who has special needs, she turns 5 on Christmas Day. And then we're going to do a special tribute to Miss Gwendolyn Johns, who was the former president of the California Missionary Baptist State Convention Health Ministry Church Nurses. Now, what that auxiliary does is we learn how to facilitate in an emergency at the church. We know how to do CPR, first aid, and we also help those who are shut in. We go by and visit them. We give them a little scripture. We give them a little devotion. We even give them a program from the church. We visit those who are sick in the hospital. And we even make baby layonettes, not layouts, sorry about that, but layonettes for the new moms. And then our other ministry program that we do is we give care packages for college students, college care packages for students who don't live at home and are away at college, because sometimes you don't have enough money and you're running out and you need to wash some clothes. So we package some soap powder, fabric softener, snacks, perishable snacks, chips, trail mix, and we even put a Bible scripture in there to let you know that God can help you in any situation while you're away at home. And so Gwendolyn Johns was the president of that Auxiliary. And she was a wonderful leader in the community. She was also a teacher. And so her goal was to help youth succeed. And I attribute to her is she was a wonderful woman. Her services was Saturday. And there were ministers all from all over the community there to celebrate what she had done in the community up in Long Beach area. So salute to you, Miss Gwen Johns. Your daughter Ruth and Regina are wonderful, successful ladies. You have beautiful grandchildren. And I was privileged to meet her and work with her. She was a wonderful lady. God bless her. Now, I want you to have a wonderful, safe holiday. If you need a designated driver, get one. Don't be stupid and say, oh, I can make it home. Please do not do that. Get a designated driver that will help you go anywhere you want to go. Be safe. Don't stay out late. And if you're going to go somewhere, go in a group. Don't go anywhere by yourself because it's dangerous out there, young people. It's dangerous for anybody at anybody's age now. So be safe. Be safe buying your Christmas gifts. Lock your doors. And if you have something delivered, ask one of your neighbors to watch out for it for you because they are robbing homes when they see packages in front of the house. They are robbing the homes. So please be careful of what you have delivered to your home. I just want you to have a wonderful holiday. Please do that for me. And I'll see you next year. God bless you. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. So I hope I look cute in my red tonight. I'll talk to you soon in 2023. Goodbye.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.